What's going on, all my subscribers? coolguy1587 here, coming at you with another video. Now, today's video is going to be about Hardpoint, particularly Hardpoint Slums. I'm pretty much going to be going through how to play Hardpoint, what you should be thinking, and pretty much this one's just going to be on Slums, and it's going to be going through like the choke points, the cutoffs, where you should be holding, where the other enemy team is going to be spawning, and pretty much just what I'm thinking during this entire game, and basically the reasons that I do what I do when I'm playing this game. So let's get straight into it now. So we're playing on Slums Hardpoint. I'm going to be using the Scorpion with fast mags, laser sight, and double EMP, Semtex, and a B23R for my secondary. I'm using lightweight, toughness, and dexterity as my perks. Okay, so basically off the start in Hardpoint. Okay, so I'm going to pause it here. Okay, so the main thing in Hardpoint is controlling spawns. That's what's going to win you the game. Controlling spawns in Hardpoint is what's going to win you the game. You've got to give your team the good spawns, make sure your team's got the good spawns, and you need to force the enemy team bad spawns. Okay, that's what's going to win you the game. You got to force. Not only do you have to focus on your spawns, you have to focus on the enemy team's spawns as well. Okay, you want to give them the bad spawn. Okay, so basically, Hardpoint Slums. Okay, we spawned on the good side, which is obviously this is the middle hill, and then the next side is going to be. The next hill is going to be the playground hill, okay? So we want to control spawns for that next hill, alright? The middle hill, it's important, yes, but the very first hill is not going to determine whether you win the game or not, okay? The first hill, it gets contested a lot. There's not a lot of points on the hill that are going to be claimed. It's going to be contested most of the time. So basically, especially the very first hill, it's not really matter. If a team gets like 25 points on the first hill, you've got only like 3 or 4, that's not going to determine the entire game. Okay, so basically what you want to do on this first point is you want to position yourself so your team is getting good spawns for the next hill, because the next hill is this hill that you're going to get the first of the next 3 hills, which you're going to get sorry, the next 4 hills where you're going to get the time that you want, the most time that you want. So basically you want spawns for the next one. You want that car park spawn down the bottom. So I'm going to be pushing into blue to make sure no one's pushing through blue. Okay, basically I'm pushing through blue because most teams are going to be sending their team through, a lot of their players through blue to try and flip that spawn. Okay, their anchor player is going to be pushing through here to try and flip that spawn to give them the good spawn for the next hard point. So I'm just going to be going through here to make sure that no one's pushing through there. I'm holding it so no one can get through and give the good spawns. Obviously, I know I'm playing against, this is only a league play game, so usually in your normal game you're going to have your anchor, your slayers, your objective players. The moment we're on league play, luckily we got a good team who's like, you know, getting, we've got an anchor, like someone who's anchoring and stuff, and yeah, I know the other team has no hands, but that's not really the point of the video. The point of the video is to just show you key choke points, and where the enemy team's going to be spawning and coming from. So the game doesn't really matter. We do end up raping the other team, but that's not really the point of the video. So I'll keep playing it here. So I've pushed through blue spawn. Drop shot got a 3-piece there. So we know we still got control of the spawn because drop shot spawned back. So basically we're just holding off these points. We're holding off these choke points. There's 3 main choke points. Obviously there's blue, there's grave, and there's mechanic. We're just going to be holding off those because that's where we know that the team's going to be coming from. Okay, so right here, I'm going to pause here. I notice that we just get a lot of the players down, but I'm basically looking at the mini-map and looking at where we're all positioned, and there is potential that the team could be spawning back that car park. So I'm just going to be checking that just because none of our teammates were there, so they could potentially have got that lucky car park spawn. So I'm just going to rotate back here and just quickly look at it. I noticed that they don't have spawn, so I'm just going to keep staying on the middle hard point to make sure they don't get through. So we're still holding spawns, trying to get some kills, get some most points. We do have a lot of points off this first hill, which is a good start for us. We're holding spawns as well. I'm going to be going back into blue here to make sure they don't come through. One tries to push through. I get the kill on him, which is good. Okay, I die here. There's only 4 seconds left. We have control of the next spawn, so I'm going to spawn in here. Okay, so I'll just look back here quickly. I'm going to pause here. I'm going to look back quickly here to just make sure that no one got a sneaky little spawn there. I know that they wouldn't have, but just in case, I just check. So basically now I know that we've got control of the spawn. So what most teams do, and I don't really understand why they do it, but most teams, the problem with most teams is that once they've got control of the point, they tend to just sit back and sit on the point and pretty much wait for the enemy team to come to you. That is exactly what you don't want to do. If you've got control of the point, you don't want to be sitting back and letting the team get map position, map control, and pushing towards you. You can't just wait for them to come to you just because, say you've got a 4 down on the point and they're all spawning out. You're not just going to sit on the point and be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit here for like 10 seconds and wait for the team to come here and then try and kill them off that. No, what you're going to be doing is you want to be pushing out, okay? In this particular point on Slums, the spawns that the enemy teams are going to be getting based off where we are and based off the kills that we just got is they're going to be getting back blue spawn, they're going to get front mechanic spawn, or they're going to get back laundry, which is the worst possible spawn that they want, which is the spawn we want to give them, which is completely on the opposite side of the map. Okay, so I know that they're going to be spawning in those positions, so I can now push up. We can now push up and hold those choke points, which are further away from the point, because you know that's where they're going to come through. They have nowhere else to go, so you can hold those points. So we're going to unpause here. So see, yeah, here, see, I'm pushing up. I'm not on the point. I know that they're going to be coming through blue and through grave. Dropshot gets a nice 3-piece here, and I'll pause here. I throw the early Semtex because I know, based off where we are, based off where Dropshot is, they're not going to get that blue spawn because Dropshock's obviously there. He's blocking the spawn. So what I knew from that is that they were going to spawn at front mechanic, which they did, and obviously eat a dick. Okay, thanks. Gets the spawn kills with his Hellstorm. So they die again. We got 3 here. Based off positioning, I know that they're going to get the right at the back. Right at the back, they're going to get back laundry spawn. So I'm just holding here to make sure no one tries to push through bricks, tries to push down through street. Okay, they get the kills. I go back to look to see if we've still got the spawns. Dropshot spawns up, so I know that we've got the spawns down here. I know they're in blue again, so I push in and get a nasty 3-piece here. It's a pretty good one. And now I'm going to pause here again. I notice we have 16 seconds left on the hard point. So I'm going to start rotating here. I'm going to start rotating now to the next hard point because it's 16 seconds. If they end up breaking it and getting it, it's not really going to matter because then that's going to give themselves a bad spawn for the next point, and they're only going to have 16 seconds to get at the scrap time with. So I'm going to start rotating now. So here on rotation, this is the next thing I want to talk about. On rotation, okay, if you've got control of the hill and there's 20 to 15 seconds left to go, you want to start rotating on the hill, okay? Rotating to the next hill. Ideally, you want one person still on the hill, and then you want the next 3 people to start rotating the next hill, because any kills that you get off rotation, that's going to spawn. Any kills you get is going to spawn them back at the last hard point, okay? So if you get any kills off this spawn, off this rotation now, if I get any kills or any of my teammate gets kills, that's going to spawn them back behind the last point that was on there, because what the game's pretty much thinking is, it's pretty much thinking, I want to give you the best possible spawn for this hard point. The game obviously doesn't know there's only 16 seconds left on that hard point, so it's going to give you the best possible spawn for that. So if you die, you're going to get that back spawn. So that's what happens to this team. We get a good break on the next one. Okay, so right here, I get that kill on him, and we get that kill there. That's gonna force them to spawn back behind the point. As you can see on the mini-map, little red dots going off, they spawn back at the hard point. They get the last 5 seconds, which is really dumb for them. We get the kills, we spawn in, we have control of the next hard point. Okay, I'm going to pause here. Now, I know that they're going to be coming through blue. Obviously, they're going to be trying to get the next point, break the next hard point. I know that they're going to be coming through blue, and and middle dumpsters, because that's obviously the route that they're going to be taking. So I move up instead of waiting for them. Once again, instead of waiting for them to come and get us on the point, just waiting on the point, I'm going to push up, take map control, and make sure that they don't get through a hole in the choke point. So the choke points for this hill on the slums is obviously going to be blue and graveyard. That's where they're mainly going to be coming from. Their anchor will be pushing through mechanic most of the time, but obviously this team doesn't have hands that we're versing, so they're obviously not pretty clueless to that matter. So I'm just going to be roaming around, trying to get the kills, the key kills. Obviously, I know that they're still going to be pushing through blue and graveyard, so that's why I'm getting there. Die there doesn't really matter. We're still holding spawns and everything, which is good. Okay, so basically, I'm going to pause here for a sec. Because we're raping the team so badly, they start rage quitting. One rage quits, and then the next 3 rage quit within the next 2 seconds. So I don't want to show a 4v2 game for the rest of the game. So basically, the game came straight after this one. We got into another hardpoint game straight away, and on slums it was the exact same position. So I'm going to be flipping to that clip where basically it's the exact same position. We've got control of the scrapyard hardpoint, and the hill's about to flip over to garage hardpoint. So that's where you'll see the clips change, but we're pretty much in the exact same position we are in now. I just want to show that clip rather than, because it's a 4v4, rather than showing a 4v2, which is like, what's the point of that? Okay, so I'm going to unpause here. You'll see it flip. Now I know that the hill's about to rotate, so based off that, I'm going to start rotating over to the garage hill, because that's the next one. So because we've still got control of the water fountain in the back, I know that we've still got spawn, so we're all still going to be spawning. So I start rotating over here now, knowing that they're going to be coming to try and break the garage hardpoint. Now this one, if you've got control of the map, they're going to be spawning back cafe and middle dumpsters, as they do now. So the key choke points that you want to be holding here, obviously front mechanic and front grave. Alright, so that's pretty much where they're going to be coming from, and that's where I'm going to be holding and getting the kills from. I'm going to be stopping them coming from here and getting onto the point. Okay, notice how I'm not just sitting on the point and waiting for them to come. You need to be sitting around, pushing out, pushing them back. Basically, you just be constantly pushing them back. So see here, we're still going. After this hill, you want to start rotating through blue again to try and flip the spawns, because obviously next hill is middle hill. You're wanting to flip the spawns through blue and give your team the good spawns for the middle hill again, which is pretty much what we want. So we force the team back pretty far. We got the good spawn. Okay, we've got the good spawn. So now we're just going to be trying to hold this point as long as we can, knowing that they're only going to be coming through these areas. Okay, I want to come. It's coming up here soon. A good example. I die here. We spawn in. Okay. It's coming up. Okay, controller blue. We die. We still have spawns though, so we're spawning in. Okay, now here we get 4 down. Okay, we've got 4 down, so we've got spawns, so we know that they're going to be spawning out. Now I'm going to pause right here. Okay, now see here, see where we're positioned and our entire team position. We've got 1 in blue, we've got 1 up at holding grave, and we've got 1 on the fountain holding point. So basically what we don't have is we don't have anyone in that back street area. So like I don't have one holding double dumps, sitting and double dumps. We don't have anyone sitting in cafe or around there holding street. So what that does is that opens up the map for someone to spawn back car park. We have no one blocking that street. We have no one blocking that car park spawn. So pretty much what that means is that's potentially going to give someone a car park spawn. And what happens here is Naji gets a kill on This guy in Grave, I'm pretty sure. And that pretty much, that could potentially spawn him back in car park. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, we're going through here. Okay, here. Achievements IQ gets a kill on one of our teammates. And immediately, I notice that he has spawned up in mechanic, upper mechanic. If you look on the minimap, top right, he's spawned up there. So I immediately know that he has spawned there. So basically what that means is someone has spawned in the car park spawn. Because if no one was there, if no one was in that car park spawn, our teammate would have spawned back in the car park or back at playground and to the next point. But because he spawned there, we know that someone is in the car park. So that's so that pretty much means that any kill that we get from now on is going to force their whole team back onto that spawn. So we'll continue here. I get a kill here. I get another kill here. Get a pretty good 3-piece. But that means that they spawn back, and I know this, but I try to obviously challenge back. And I try to challenge an AR with a Scorpion, which is a fucking pretty dumb fuck move. So basically, yeah, that forced them back there, which is bad, but we get a pretty good break here. We get early control of street and their anchor position in this area. And we get an easy point here. So obviously here now I know we've got control of the hardpoint again. Again, I'm going to push out. Now here, I'm going to pause here. I know that someone is in blue, so they can't possibly get the blue spawn, okay? Basically, because we've got the blue, we've got these spawns, we're blocking that blue spawn that they could potentially get, and we've got someone straight. They're going to be spawning probably mechanic, okay? Mechanic is where they're going to be spawning. So I know this, and I throw an EMP and get tags. Okay, and I know they're going to be coming through there, so I move up and get the kills. We also had someone back street, so I know they can't possibly spawn in. They rage quit, start rage quitting, and they start spawning blue again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna pause here. So that's pretty much the gameplay. I hope this helped you out with the spawns and rotations and cutoffs for slums. Most of the knowledge of this, like the rotation knowledge and the just knowing the spawns and forcing them back and choke points, can help you in pretty much all the maps for Hardpoint. Hardpoint is it's complex, but it's a relatively simple game to learn, I guess. Once you know it, once you know how to play, you're not going to forget how to play. Basically, it's just all about spawns, controlling those spawns. So that's pretty much just from a Slayer's perspective of what you're pretty much going to be wanting to be doing in Hardpoint. I'm going to have another video up. The next one's going to be how to break how to break Hardpoints successfully and consistently. A video about up in the next 2 days, probably 1 day. I'd probably do it tomorrow or something, I guess. So, yeah, subscribe to the video. Leave any comments down if you have any questions or any comments regarding anything, or you want me to explain anything that you want in the description below. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, favorite, all that good shit. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later.